Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and it looks like we have a bag of locks, and the reason is because we have a bag of locks, but there is a story behind this. My wife gave me this on Sunday, and she said that a family friend had passed her this bag and asked whether I could let them know the combinations of these locks. Now, I don't actually know, and I didn't ask, and honestly, I don't really want to know why they had all of these locks, and some of them are not bad. We've got a Yale here, I think this is an Abus, there seems to be some nondescript, and I don't know why they have these locks or why they don't know the codes to them. It's very possible they would just left around the shed, and over the years they've collected them, but some of these actually look quite new as well, so I don't know the story. When I do see that family friend, I'll ask them, why do you have these? Why? And what's interesting about these is that if you look, some of them are locked up like this. This one is it's locked but open, which is really some better made padlocks don't allow you to do this, but this one clearly does, so that's really annoying. And this one is, I found interesting because, sorry about the noise, it looks like it's on a chain like you'd lock something up, but this end is free. So if it was ever locking something up, it's possible that it was cut off. So yeah, and don't worry, this family friend isn't dodgy in any way, so they haven't just collected a whole load of padlocks, but nevertheless, we'll have a go. Now some of them seem to be quite free spinning, that's fine. This one in particular, can you hear that? Listen. It's a bit, I don't even hear how stiff it is. So what I might do, knowing that I'm going to try to decode all 4 in a row, is add a little bit of lubricant to this. And I actually have this. I don't know if it's the right lubricant, it's a lock lubricant. And you might think, won't that make the dials greasy? But it's okay if you just put a little bit down the side of the wheels like this. I've decoded, well, I don't know what that unbranded one is, but I've decoded, I think, all of these locks, or at least a version of these locks before, so I'm hoping that I can just use the standard techniques on these. Right, then we just give them a spin. Oh, it's still stiff. That is, it's still really, oh, squeaky and stiff. I don't know what's going on here. These locks are probably very warm, but we'll just give them a, I'm getting dirty, greasy fingers. But what we'll do is we'll just give this a bit of a wipe and get off any excess, and that should be okay. So if the other ones need a bit of grease, now this one did come on a chain, so I'm going to take advantage of that and just grip it like this. And the first thing to do with any of these locks is to just try to feel, you don't need to look at the line for now, just try to feel when you're into some kind of gate or something. Doesn't matter if it's true or false, just a position which feels like it's in something. And that means that if you can try to get it into a false gate at the very least, quite quickly, you should be able to, so that's in something. That feels like it's in something. If you get it into a false gate, then you'll be able to feel a binding wheel a little easier. So I can't feel this one at all. These two seem to be in some kind of false gate, and this one seems like it's stiff and binding. So what I'm trying to do is push on this, and it's going to turn until, until I feel, now that isn't a sign that we're in a true gate, but normally if you feel a binding wheel click and it wobbles, that's not a bad start. Then you just search for the next. I think that's actually sharp under here. I've got to watch out for that. These old locks, you don't know what they've been through, so we'll leave that 7 where it is. We'll try to get another one. No, this wheel here isn't binding. This wheel here, the third one, feels like it is. So no, don't see, that's, honestly, it's too loose. I'll go back to something. Let's try, oh, wow, that is stiff. And I'll do the old trick where I'll move it along to something which feels like it's in a gate at all, like that. That feels like it's in a gate. Let's feel whether it hasn't made a difference to this one, but it has made that stiffer. So we'll try this one next. Again, it's wobbling around that. So let's try this one. No, it's still nothing. It's still so loose. But make sure that those two numbers, which I think could be right, a bit greasy still, appear right. So I'm going to move this dial on 1, or 1 that feels like it's in a... Oh, you hear that click? Wobble, wobble. There's no wobble there at all. In fact, when I had an off-camera play around with this when I first got them, I found that this wheel, something really weird about it, it actually sits higher. I don't know whether it's been dropped or run over or something, but there we are. So it appears that we have 3 possible contenders, but this is not wobbling at all. It's really stiff, but the shackle felt like it pulled in. So let's try this one. Oh, yeah, that's it. So this one is 2783. I'll try the next one, this Abus. It's a shame I can't attach it to... I got to unlock it to attach it to the chain, so this is going to be a bit more of a pain. Let's have a feel of the wheels. Honestly, could just do with a touch of... It's going to make my fingers a bit dirty, but I just feel like a tiny bit of lube on this can't hurt. Try and get off the excess. That feels a lot better. Right. So this one we're just going to loop my finger, so the middle finger of my left hand, and just do a classic pinch. It will depress my thumb horribly, but we'll see. And we just do the same thing, just try and get everything into a gate of some kind. So that feels like it's in a gate or a false gate. Abus normally are a bit more snappy, so hopefully we can... Oh yeah, that feels good too. And isn't anything. I think we're all in some form of gate, right? So let's see what's the binding wheel. It's not that one. Could be that one. Could be that one. Honestly, it's either one of these. So I'm just going to start with the first one. And we don't even need to look. That felt like a click. It's got a wobble. That's good. This one was binding as well, so I might as well move on to this one. Oh, that felt really good. So 1-8. That feels really good too. I think these are all contenders, honestly. So let's try the third one. Oh, that feels really good too. But we're in between a number, so that can't be right. Oh no, we're on 1. Okay, but that isn't open. So that one feels good, but it's not open at all. It's rubbing a bit. This one feels loose and it's not rubbing. That's gone stiff, so whatever this is isn't the right number. That feels really snappy. But now, yeah, that feels good. That feels okay. That feels really good. That's rubbing. Okay, let's try this one again. Is it 167 something? So we go. Oh, that feels really nice and loose. Lovely. That feels really nice and loose. That feels really nice and loose. So I think it's this second dial here which isn't working for us. Move one by one. Nope. Now that's gone really loose, and so that one feels really nice. This one feels really nice. This one feels really nice, and oh, that's gone stiff. It's funny, isn't it, how as you go into true gates to false gates, and well, false gates to true gates, the shackle moves in further, and what felt like a possible true gate, the teeth on the shackle move in further to that false gate and it starts rubbing. So let's try again. Oh, we got it. That is 1, 2, 7, 6. So that's the A plus and the L. Let's move on to the master lock, and then we'll save the weird half closed, half open padlock till last. So that doesn't need any lube. This looks, honestly, that looks brand new. Okay, so we'll just try to get into something which feels like a false or true gate. Can't feel anything on that, so we'll just have to go into whatever that feels like it's insane. Okay, this one I can't feel anything on, so I'll just put it into a number, and we'll go for there. Right. So which one's a binding wheel? Not that one. This one. No, doesn't feel right. Also, make sure that you keep these numbers on the line. See, it's very easy to, especially on the loose wheel, because this is the loosest wheel, to knock that. So just be careful as you go. Okay, that doesn't feel too bad. That's still so loose though. So you can see how quickly that rotates. Okay, let's try this one then, at this end. Ow, that's stiff. Oof. But that does feel good. We'll leave it there. Has that improved? A bit stiffer, but I'm still just rotating. It's not doing much. That feels locked. That feels sort of like it's between two numbers. I'm going to move the second wheel again. So go. Oh, yes, I've got a shackle move. And it's gone looser, look. So, if that could be the right number. Ow, my poor fingers. 5. We haven't touched, I don't think, dial 1 yet, and dial 3 is, well, it is binding. Let's give this a turn. No, still not getting anything. It's like you can feel it, but it's not actually doing anything. So let's try this first one. Ow. Make sure these are. It doesn't matter what the numbers are really, but I just need to get it in. 2. Has that made this any better? So sometimes if you don't know if you're on a true or false, and that's just gone loose, a true or false gate, or I'll move that wheel, then what can happen is you just put it into one and see if, go back to, keep moving that out of the way. It's very easy with my big fingers to move these numbers off where I think the gates are, so. No, I'm not getting anything off that. So these two numbers here must be wrong. If this one is right and it feels right, I don't know which one to go on. I'll go for the first one again because I don't think we've got the right number. I'm not to say out. Let's try again. Oh, nice. That clicked and got a lovely wobbly wheel. That feels good. Lovely wobbly wheel. Stiff wheel, wobbly wheel. So I reckon that it could just be this third wheel now. So I'll go. No, it's still stiff. Come on. Ah, got it. So we are 9558. I will ask them, I'll keep them unlocked, and what I'll do is I'll ask them whether they want me to put these at just zeros and they can set their own codes again. Okay, so this is an interesting one because I know a lot of locks like this do, but it's really good if they don't lock like this. Because what can happen is you miss when you close it and you think it's locked, then you walk away and it's just like hanging off the chain. So this isn't a good sign for a lock. I've got no idea what the branding of this is. Let's have, but the wheels are loose. Oh, these are lovely. These are lovely wheels. No grease needed on that. But I'm hoping that because it locks like this, I'll be able to still do a shackle pull. Let's do it that way around because I've got that line there. And see what happens here. Oh, straight into... I just turned it straight into what feels like a gate. Oh, I felt that go. So, sorry about that. I did have to pause the video and decode it. And I found a number. But it's not the first number I found for this. I found a number, scrambled it, put it back together, and this is the second code. So I don't know if these wheels are somehow slipping. There's an inner wheel and an outer wheel. If they slip with wear or extra force, it means that what you can be doing is actually turning the outer wheel and not the inner wheel. So that could be part of the problem. So I'm not going to recommend to my family friend that they do use this lock. I also found out something even dodgier about this lock. Normally when you want to recode a lock, you would take this and turn it either 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and you'd find a position where it would go in extra deep into, so really far down. Then you'd be able to recode this lock, but it's normally at a 90 degrees. I found out on this one that you can just have it here like that and change the number. So this is 1857. Let's just change it to, I don't know, 4857. What? That is now the actual number, which I think is really dodgy. Why? Well, one of the reasons why it's supposed to be 90 degrees or 180 degrees is it's quite easy to think you've locked something back up in a rush like that, and you give it a scramble. I will only scramble one wheel to lock it, and then you leave it and you've missed the lock just by a little bit. Happens all the time. But now that number here is your new number. So if you come back and you realize you didn't lock it, you do that, you scramble the wheel, it wasn't the number you left it as originally. And now when you go to your, I know, what was it before? Was it 4857? Whatever it is. Whatever that number is, 4757, whatever. Now you can't get in. So I think that this is really dodgy, and I do not recommend. I'd say don't buy this brand, but I don't know what brand it is. Anyway, look, if you found that video interesting, please leave it a like. It really helps my channel out. If you have any comments, leave them below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so. And all I can say is stay safe, happy picking, and I'll see you all next time.